You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate. Hello, friends.
Hello.
We're nice now.
Welcome to the Friends of Rugby.
Los Amigos de
Ba, ba, ba,
Rugby.
ba. The fucking Friends of
Los
Rugby.
Amigos de Rugby.
Friends of Rugby. That you know what? I'm not even gonna put the music in. I'm just gonna use that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start it dry.
We do need a new intro.
We do.
Yeah.
We got a new logo.
We do. We do.
How you doing, Frank?
Hungover.
With your 6 beers?
Yeah. 6 strong beers. Okay. Those
You
IPAs.
guys went out after we left.
We kept going. Till the bitter end. I wanted to go home, to be honest, but others. It was my birthday, so people were egging me on.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Thank you.
And
you.
for your birthday,
Yeah.
I gave you 2 England losses.
2?
I'm kind of counting the Lions game as an England loss because the majority of the team was English.
I was definitely supporting Argentina in that game. Maybe I'd subconsciously, that was why.
It was
Maybe.
Argentina was the world's team.
They're always the world's team.
The
Them and Fiji.
Cinderellas.
If them and Fiji ever play, which sometimes they do, that's a sad day for everyone because they're the darlings of rugby.
Do you want to hear some surprising, shocking rugby news?
Yeah.
Crusaders.
Yeah. The Ciders.
Crusaders. They are the Super Rugby
Yeah.
champions. Who would have called that?
Well, let me be the first to say, how fucking boring is that? How fucking boring is that?
The Crusaders again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thought they were dead. Then they did some necromancy and came back. This is bullshit.
So it's got to be Super Rugby is the hardest competition to win then.
If you're not the Crusaders, apparently, yeah.
No one can win it.
No one can beat the
Chiefs
fucking...
can't do it.
No.
You know what we need to get into next year
Yeah.
is betting on Super Rugby.
Yeah.
Just start making money.
We could.
It's got to be the easiest.
We are shy
league to
to
bet on.
predicting scores, though. Like, if you go back and listen to episodes, we basically get it wrong all the time.
Well, we knew
Argentina were going to win this game, though.
We
both
did call
said
this.
We called this. We did.
we saw this,
Yeah, we saw this coming on the horizon. Yeah.
but with the Kiwi teams, like a Kiwi team is definitely going to win.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like you can always count on a good old Kiwi team. There's some money to be made there.
But your odds would be shit. Like, you put $1 on the
Yeah.
Crusaders, you're getting like 12 cents back.
you gotta put some money down.
Yeah, you got to drop $1,000 if you want to see a return on this, and that's a risk.
So where do you want to start? Do you want to start talking about this England 15, France 15
I want to
game?
skirt around the outside and go to Jersey corner for a minute
Jersey corner.
because one thing I liked about this game was the Lions jerseys. I like that darker red. You know, they just looked a bit harder in them.
I don't like them.
Oh,
I like the color.
that's all I
like the
actually.
design.
Yeah.
What it's missing is a collar. I feel like a British and Irish Lions jersey should
Yeah.
have a collar.
I actually, as much as I hate collars, I actually agree with that. Yeah,
It looks
that
like
classic
they need a collar.
1900s
Yeah.
rugby look. You know, yeah, I agree with that.
And
I
not
agree with
like last year, all the teams that had collars,
Yeah.
they had those like huge Quaker collars and they looked fucking ridiculous.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a Lions jersey should have a proper collar. I was not a fan.
That's fair. I'm just
That's why I
looking at
didn't
it.
buy one.
I'm just looking at it again. It also has the little button. I actually hate that. I might take it back. I only like the color.
I like the pattern because when you see them in person, when you saw the jerseys in person, they have this like pattern in the fabric,
Yeah.
and it's really nice.
Okay. Oh, and I see. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I do see that. That is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I like the band around the arm. I like the white band around the arm. I hate that single button at the top. What is the fucking point of that single button? What you're getting like 10% more cooling air into your shirt, like it's like a tiny little single button up here. Yeah, so I take it back. I like the color. Argentina's jersey, gorgeous as always. They don't miss. They don't fucking miss.
No, they always have a nice kit.
Yeah, yeah. We were in Cardiff, weren't we? And I saw that hooped Argentina jersey. I think it was 2007 or 2008. It's my favorite jersey, and it was something like £80. And my friend was with us, and he was like, "That's a lot." And I was like, "It is a lot."
I was gonna buy one.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy it, but it didn't have my size.
They only had mediums, didn't they? And they were
Yeah.
kind of a small medium as well.
Yeah, so I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, because
I saw that, and I was like, "I'm gonna buy this."
yeah, I nearly did.
And I couldn't. Actually, that was a big problem when we were overseas.
The sizing.
Yeah.
We went there at the end of the season, the rugby domestic season.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of cheap stuff, but not a single fucking thing in the right size, right?
No.
Because it was all just
It was frustrating.
get rid of the excess stock before the
And
new
I was
stuff
ready
comes
to
in.
buy. I was ready to spend
Yeah,
some money.
yeah. You had wads of cash in your hand, didn't you? You were a fucking pickpocket's dream on Cardiff streets, weren't you?
I was just ready to fucking throw
Yeah.
down money.
You had £50 notes.
I was just
You
like,
had a stack of £50 notes, and I was like, no one's going to take them off you. No one's going to take £50
like, come
notes
on.
off you. Yeah.
let me spend this
Yeah.
fucking cash.
Yeah, you're walking around with your backpack and your helicopter hat, ready to get robbed.
So the almost England
Yeah, let's talk about the
team, the almost England team
game.
lost to the fucking France like fifth team, the C team.
So we're
the D team.
we're talking France 15 versus England 15.
Yeah, I didn't watch this game.
I watched it on the England YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I think you can even watch it back, 'cause I'm not sure I watched it live. I think it was like just, click back to the start sort of thing. I had a few things to say about this. Firstly, the England should have won that game. Like, that was basically everyone who didn't go on a Lions tour England squad. To be fair, a lot of the England squad are on the Lions tour, but whoever's left are very good players. And that was France's fucking E team, honestly. That was nobody you've heard of from France.
Well, there was Tyler DeGood, Canadian trader.
And isn't that interesting? Tell us a story about Tyler Dugwood or Dugwood. Because you've got some history with this guy.
Well, he played in Edmonton.
He did.
He played here.
He's from Edmonton.
He's from Edmonton.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a big kid. Their whole family is big.
Because his sister plays, she's very tall.
Yeah, she plays for, what's that Prem team? The Lightning in the women's Prem.
Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah. And then he's got a younger brother, I think, who kind of circulates.
Yeah.
I think he was in the MLR for a little bit.
He was playing locally last year. I saw him.
He's playing locally.
Yeah, in Edmonton.
That would frustrate me.
What's that?
Like if like me and my brother were both like trying to go for like gold in a professional league.
Yeah.
And like one of us was like really successful and the other one wasn't.
Yeah.
That would bother me if I was the unsuccessful one.
Yeah.
And then your brother's just like living up like a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
That would like just think of your brother like being like an NHL player and then you're just like sitting here in your fucking crusty basement and, like
my crusty basement.
you're just like fucking.
I've seen his brother play though. His younger brother who plays in Edmonton. He is in peak physical condition, like not any body fat on him, absolutely ripped, and he's a very good player.
That
he's a
whole
very
Do Good
player.
family is they're big people.
They are big people.
They're all big
strong,
people.
genetically blessed people, aren't they? Yeah, definitely.
So Tyler went on. He got signed. Yeah, he's been playing with Montpellier almost his whole career.
Yeah, he's been there a while, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a conversation because it was years. It's been a few years now, like 4 years. He's been over there 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I saw his mother.
Yeah.
And I straight up asked her. I was like, why hasn't Tyler ever played for Canada? He's easily the best Canadian player right now.
Okay.
And she just looked at me and she's like, well, next year he's qualified for France.
Yeah, because he's been there that long.
And that's exactly what she said to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
But why didn't he play for Canada? That's the juicy bit.
Oh, that is completely Rugby Canada's fault.
Yeah, but specifically because insurance reasons, right?
Insurance reasons was the one thing that his mother said to me.
Yeah.
Like they take on these guys that go and play for Canada, they take on all that fucking risk.
Because if they get injured, there's no compensation.
There isn't.
Yeah.
There's just too much on the line
Yeah.
for him to come here and play.
If you're basically, he's not playing for Canada, because if he gets injured playing for Canada, he's fucked. And he can't then make his wage playing for Montpellier, right? That's what's going on.
He did exactly what any one of us would do.
Went for the money.
If we're top of our game,
Yeah.
and we're actually as good as he is,
Yeah.
and you have the opportunity to play for like a Six Nations team,
Yeah.
like you like you're being rumored, like you're being like looked at to be in that mix.
Yeah.
I'm not playing for fucking Canada.
No.
They don't like Rugby Canada hasn't proven as many promises they've made over the last couple of years on how they're going to improve things and stuff.
Yeah.
They haven't done shit. They haven't done fucking shit.
So I'm looking at his Wikipedia, and this may not be entirely correct because it sounds a bit suspicious, but he has played for Canada under 20s 7 times, right?
Okay.
That's fine. But he's only played for Montpellier, joined Montpellier in 2020, and he's only had 18 appearances for them in 5 years.
That's got to be old.
Must be.
Yeah.
Mustn't it? Because he's been picked for the French national side here.
Yeah.
So that must be out of date.
He's definitely getting looked at in here.
6'7".
Yeah, he's huge.
Fucking
He's a big boy.
Yeah, wow.
He's a big
Fair
boy.
play, yeah. You don't find many 6'7" people.
You've seen his younger brother in person.
I have.
Tyler is double the size of him.
I believe it. Because I don't think his brother's quite 6'7".
There's just so much, like, because his brother's tall. I think he's around the same height,
Yeah,
but he's like half the weight.
yeah.
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 So, yeah.
It's like when we saw Dav Jenkins in real life. It kind of blows your mind, doesn't it? You know these guys are big, and then you see him in real life. And
Did we see David Jenkins or didn't we see
we
Jamie
saw-
Roberts?
No, we met Jamie Roberts in Cardiff. We saw David Jenkins
Yes,
playing
yes,
for Exeter.
Yes. Okay. I think.
And we saw the size of him, and like he's a human fridge, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's fucking massive.
Yeah.
And he's big when people
And
tell
he
you the
was far
statistics.
away from us.
He was far away from us, and he took up most of my visuals. You
Yeah.
know, that's how fucking massive he is. You know, so like,
I walked right by Cunningham South.
yeah, he's a big lad.
He was big,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
wasn't like
He wasn't freakishly big, was he?
he wasn't freakishly big. He was tall.
Yeah.
But he didn't look like a guy that would be like, if he was running at me with the ball, I'd be like, oh fuck, this is gonna
Yeah.
suck to tackle.
Yeah.
Right? David Jenkins, I would like pray. I'd start believing in God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd become religious.
because he might eat you.
Please help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Tyler did good. I think he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. That's the whole thing.
Canada's loss is France's
Canada's
game.
lost. Like
Absolutely.
this guy, like he came off at this 46 minute. I didn't watch this game. Fuck, I should have watched this game because I don't know what happened to him at 46 minutes. But they took it off. They did a big swap at 46 minutes.
So there was a bit of controversy in this game, right? So first of all, Feiwa Boso, I have a bit of Schadenfreude, however the fuck you say it about this. He doesn't play for Wales. I'm slowly getting over it. But he comes on and he clotheslines a guy. He's been out for 6 months and he fucking nearly takes someone's head off. It's a red card, right? There's no debate about it. It was genuinely stupid. But then, not long after, or was it before? Anyway, Cameron Wokey, the French lock, who has been banging on the door of the France main side.
he's been in the main side.
He has been in the main side.
I think he's a staple.
He's not. That's the thing. He's not quite the first name on the sheet, right? So he's playing here in this game for the France 15, and he got a red card. His was barely. Honestly, it could have been not a yellow. It could have been a penalty, as far as I'm concerned, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. I thought this is why rugby hates itself sometimes. This is why when we talk about how much rugby self-destructs, this was classic rugby doesn't know how to fucking get it right, you know? The refereeing was poor, it was inconsistent, and Feiwa Boso's was the reddest of red cards, and this was barely sniffing a yellow, and I thought this has ruined the game for me a bit, you know? So I was kind of glad when
Was
France
this kind
won.
of like to even up the odds kind of red card?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
feel like
It
there's
kind
some
of felt like
politics
that.
that are playing in
Yeah.
sometimes, and refs shouldn't be doing that.
And I think in the defense of the refs,
That's completely
there's so
speculative.
much ambiguity about what is head-on-head contact. So what was happening? Jamie George is in the ruck. He's off his feet. He's playing around with the ball like it's his fucking Lego set. And Cameron Wokey throws in a kind of clear out to say, you're illegal as fuck, get the fuck out the way. And any sensible ref would have maybe given a penalty against Wokey, but also said to Jamie George, you were asking for that. You were in a dangerous position off your feet. You were basically, you could have got your fucking head taken off. You know that was stupid. So both of them were in the wrong, and he gets a red card for it. And it just, I felt bad for the referees because any kind of head contact like that, it's almost like their hands are tied now. but it did kind of ruin the game for me a bit. And England looked relatively comfortable at times. Then France kind of scored 2 late tries. Good for them. They played better in the end. It was just England fucking snatching defeat from the jaws of victory once again, you know.
Slimani played in this game.
We did. That's the guy we forgot last week, isn't it? Slimani. No, it's not. We forgot Weenie Antonio. That's who we forgot last week.
That's the name, yeah.
Yeah, so never mind. Yeah,
but,
Slimani did play. Yeah.
Slimani played the week after a championship game.
Yeah. Yeah.
The French just do not care.
They don't.
I swear to God, they would make these players play like 2 games a day if they could.
Fresh meat for the grinder.
Yeah,
you know?
they just fucking throw them into the grinder.
I'll tell you something about France, though. They have a lot of players now.
They have a lot of talent. There's a lot. It goes.
So
it
much
just shows how deep the system is.
Yes.
Because this team was not. When you look at the England team.
Yeah.
Baxter George, Joe Hayes.
Yeah.
How do you say his name? Nick Ezekwe. Yeah. Ted Hill.
This is a genuine
Ben
England
Spencer,
B team.
George Ford, Fama Boso, Henry Slade.
Yeah.
Tom Roebuck's been in and out.
Yeah.
Theo Dan, Bevan Rod.
Yeah.
Chandler coming south. Alex Dombrandt. Why is he there?
He scored a good try.
Yeah, I know. But it's just
there's
a lot
actually.
of France. I mean, England internationals like this. There's a lot. Of England team guys here.
Yeah, this is a genuine B team, right?
This is a genuine England B team.
Yeah, and you might even say George Ford is the best 10 in England. A lot of times, you know. I don't say that, but people do, and I think they've got a good reason to.
I think there's a lot of people that would agree with you on that.
Yeah. It's not my opinion, but
just shows,
he's a good player.
Yeah, it just shows how deep the French system is.
That's the thing. You look at that French team, and there's not as many actual starting guys. Even on Rugby Pass, they haven't even got the pictures in the little team lineup thing for him, right? Like Doug Dewey at lock there, no picture for his face, you know?
And this is the team that's pretty much, this is going to be minus the guys from Bayonne and Toulon.
Yeah.
Toulon.
Yeah, Toulon.
Toulon.
Yeah.
Those guys will be joining up with the squad too, but that's pretty much the team that's going to New Zealand.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? I do take it back a little bit because Le Garrick, Ficou, Gaetan, those are starting French players, actually. Maybe not. They're the B team rather than C or D team. But it's definitely more of a mix.
I would definitely say a C team.
Team, yeah, maybe not as extreme as I made it out to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is a game England should win. Maybe I'm making Matt out of a molehill. It was the cards that were the real talking point for me, though. That was bullshit.
Or maybe we're just not as familiar with the French players.
We know we're not. Yeah.
So those guys, the team could be a lot. Like if a person that really knows French rugby.
Yeah.
And we're looking at this team, we don't notice any of these players or most of them.
Yeah.
Some guys like, you fucking idiots, this team is rock stars, man.
Yeah.
Like this team is gold.
Yeah. Maybe. Could be. But I don't know. England are going to Argentina, though. So we're going to segue into the Lions game. And I've got a lovely segue for you, right?
Okay.
So England are touring Argentina with these guys who lost. Mm-hmm. And Argentina, missing 6, 7 of their actual best players, beat the Lions.
Yes.
Did it in style.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, England have a rough fucking time in Argentina.
Yes, they do.
And they had a...
I thought no matter what, even before, even if they would have lost to the Lions on Friday, I was putting all my money that Argentina would beat England.
I think they will now.
Yeah.
Looking at this team. Having said that, England felt like at the end of the Six Nations when they absolutely battered us in Cardiff, they look like they're finally starting to click. The sad thing for England is their best players are on the Lions tour, right? Yeah. Their best players are on the Lions tour.
A good chunk of them.
Yeah. Whereas Argentina are going to be back home fully loaded in a few weeks because they were missing some big names from that Lions game. Chocobares, old Chocky.
No, I think he was playing.
Was he? I thought he wasn't.
I thought he was. Who am I thinking of?
There's a bunch. There's a bunch of guys who are still in the French...
I was thinking about Cordero. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Bunch of their guys are still playing in France right now, as you said, getting their absolute hides tanned. But England have a bit of a rough tour in Argentina, I think.
They're going to have a rough time.
Well, a rough time down there.
They're going to have a rough time down there.
It's going to be a bad time. But should we talk about this Lions game?
Do you want to talk about the big game?
The big game.
The big game. This was a big game.
It was a big game. I didn't watch it live. I had International Refugee Day to do at work, which was a good time.
You know what? I didn't watch it live either. So I tried. I tried to watch it back.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Why?
I cannot watch a game after I know the result.
The magic is gone, is it?
The magic's gone. The hype's gone. So I started skimming through it, rewinding, trying to look at some things. And it was just the magic was gone. And then I stopped halfway through. Yeah. And then I watched kind of half watched the rest of the second half. Yeah. And then I watched like they had like a 30-minute highlight. I watched that. So I've seen most of the game.
Yeah. You've seen enough to talk about it.
I can't, like, the magic's gone. After the game's ended, I cannot watch it again.
I know what you mean, but with this one, I love Argentina as a rugby team, and this had everything I expected from Argentina. I love Argentina because they can be anything you want them to be. Yes. They can be swashbuckling, backs moves, hard as fuck scrum, tough till 80 minutes, and they did all of those things in this game. Everything that Argentina can be good at, they did in that game. They were unreal. Mm-hmm. Henry Pollock getting fended by, what's he called, the 9. Oh, I'm going to have to get the team sheet up so I don't sound like a
You don't have the team sheet up?
I did, and I switched to the England team sheet, so I'm backtracking.
Oh, I have
here.
a bunch of windows open here.
Oh, yeah, that was smart. Got some
Rookie
tabs.
fucking Gonzalo Garcia.
That's not the guy. I'm thinking of someone else for the Argentina 9. Hang on a second. Albanoz. That's the 10. Never mind. That's the guy I'm thinking of, though. Albanoz. He is a fucking absolute rock star.
He's a smooth operator.
He's a really good player.
There's a lot of Benetton guys on this team.
There are, eh? It's funny.
And I think he plays for Benetton, doesn't he?
I think he does, yeah. Yeah.
Tomas Albanon. He plays for Benetton. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot. Benetton really fucking taking down the British and Irish Lions.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because I was when I was looking at these, I looked yesterday. I took a look at the Argentinian team. I wanted to know where most of these guys are playing. Yeah. So the majority of them are playing in the Prem. Yeah. And
France.
Yeah. And Benetton.
Yeah. And it's working for them. That's the crazy thing. They're still like Argentina are like a nomadic team still.
They got that Springboks vibe to them. You know, they really play for the jersey.
Yeah, they do.
They really they play for the country.
Yeah,
There's the passion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They never go into a game. I think they always have something to prove. I think and it works in their favor. Wales used to be like that. We always had a chip on our shoulder because we're like the little country that's annoying and stuff. But Argentina have something different. They are the team that are always knocking on the door, but consistently proving they deserve this kind of game.
They just kept the pressure on. Because let's be real about a couple things here.
Yeah.
Argentina were getting the worst of a lot of things, like the scrum.
The scrum, they were getting monstered.
Yeah, the Lions are like fucking monstering in the scrum.
Yeah.
I think the physicality, the Lions had the edge.
Yes, they did.
But it was just the heart of the Pumas is to stay in the fight.
That's right.
They just didn't give up.
Nope, they did not give up. And that's when I say tough. Because, yes, they got out-muscled, but they were tough in the sense that they were getting back up from every dominant tackle. They were recovering quickly from every Lions dominant carry, and they were never surrendering. They never let that dampen their spirits whenever their scrum went backwards, whenever someone fucking trundled through them. They were always ready for the next thing, right? Always ready. They were tough bastards, yeah.
How big of a win do you think this is for Argentina?
That's the thing. They always seem to have something to prove, but to me, they've proved it because they beat New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia last year in the whatever they call it, the Tri-Nation Wizarding Tournament Cup or something.
Champions Cup.
Thank you, Champions Cup.
Yeah.
So they always prove it, but then every now and again, they will lose a game which really disappoints you. I.e., that one you watched in the World Cup where New Zealand just swatted them away in a Rugby World Cup semi-final. They just were like, no, get out of the way. So every now and again, you expect that because they are a nomadic rugby team. They don't have a professional team where all their players can come together. You don't expect them to be that consistent. But when they beat teams, when they take big scalps, you're kind of surprised. But I don't know why we're surprised. So I knew they would win this game, actually.
You should be surprised because of the whole setup.
Yeah.
How the players are like scattered.
Yeah.
Right? They got to collect them from like 19, 20 different teams.
Yeah.
And they put together a team.
Yeah.
They slap them together.
And they're amazing.
Like this team was only together this week.
Yeah. that was their advantage in this game, because people will say things like, oh, the Lions are undercooked, they haven't played together. The Pumas haven't played together in 7 months. They're in the same situation in terms of preparation time together, right? Exactly the same. What Argentina have over the Lions is that jersey means a fuck lot more to them than, a Lions is an honor and a privilege, but it's not the same as playing for your country in terms of the pride and passion, right? It's not quite the same. So Argentina had that extra motivator.
And it's also Andy Farrell's fault. He picked too many English players.
Yeah, let's talk about the Lions team and their individual performances a bit then.
Well, let's just do something here too.
Okay.
We'll go through the team.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna agree or not. If these guys have taken themselves out of the running or still in the running.
Okay.
Hold on here.
We're doing like a little Lions stock market, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna go a little Frank.
Okay.
Okay, so Ellis Genge.
Oh, he was good. Stock is up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say he's still in it too.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah. How about Luke Cowan-Dickey?
Cliche to say by now, but his throws were poor. He didn't have a good game.
I thought he kind of disappeared in the games.
He's a little bit absent in the.
He had that. He had that at the first one where he had that try that he dropped. It wasn't really his fault.
No.
It was a good try. I'm going to say he's kind of out of the running.
I think so too. Particularly when you've got Dan Sheehan to come in. So yeah. He's not.
Finley Beelum. Actually, you know what? He was surprising in this game for me.
Honestly, Ellis Genge, Finley Beelum, both of them had excellent games. He may even have picked himself for a test match, Finley Beelum. He was very good. I was convinced. I was totally convinced.
I always feel like he looks tiny for a tight head.
Yeah, he does look small.
But he's strong as shit.
He is strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Argentina's scrum is no joke.
And he's good at scrum, and he's good around the park.
He is, not in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
He is good, genuinely good around the park.
Usually when you think of a prop that's good around the park.
Yeah, it means they're shit at scrumming.
Yeah. Man, there was a hero tackle. Ellis Genge got a big run up.
There was a run it straight moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think like two guys came at him, took him down, but that was a hero moment for those Argentinians.
Yeah, it was.
He had a fullback went right at him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, rest in peace.
Yeah. That was, there was some thermodynamics going on there, wasn't there?
Toji.
He was...
He's going to be a starter because he's a captain.
He is, but I don't think he had a good game.
He kind of was quiet.
And you need... If there's any player on a Lions team that has to have a good game every game, it is the captain. Because you have to be the beacon. You have to be the thing the guys rally around. He didn't have a good game. But yeah, right, he's not going anywhere. And I think he will improve. He's a good player.
Tyke Byrne?
No, didn't have a good... And that may be the first time I can genuinely say he had a bad game.
I thought he had a great game.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just had a little misjudge at the end there. But I thought he was exactly Tyke Byrne. He looked better. He looked like he kind of picked up his game for this. Looks like a couple weeks off from getting kicked out of the URC.
Okay.
Did him good. So you're saying no.
And the problem is his croc roll penalty right at the end.
Yes, that
you remember that much more than all the good stuff he did, and I definitely have that bias in my head. You know.
You know what? He's him taking dumb penalties is not really his thing.
That's what I'm saying. My standard for Tyke Byrne is so fucking high. He's like Justin Tipperick for me. It's like it's a surprise if he makes a mistake because these guys are that good. So his bad game is probably a great game for someone else, but still a bad game for me. But I do think he'll be in the test squad because he can play lock or six. He's versatile and he's good.
Tom Curry. And Tyke Byrne and Tom Curry, just remember this too.
Yeah.
They both played the full 80 minutes.
They did. No, Tyke Byrne came off at the end. Oh no, he didn't get subbed off though, did he? He just looked fucked up.
Yeah.
Tom Curry, I always have a thing with the Curry guys. I don't see it. I think they're good players. They remind me a bit of Chris Robshaw in that they do a lot of good things, but not enough X factor things. Very physical, but I think as soon as you bring in someone like... When you bring in the quote-unquote real back row for the Lions, I don't think he's in the squad. And I'm thinking guys like Josh Van der Fleer, Jack Conan, they're the back rowers that were starting. You know?
Right now, I'm going to say he's still in the running for a start for being in the test team. What do you think?
Do you know what? You're probably right because I don't get it right with the Currys. I may be biased against them or something. Everyone else seems to think they played well.
I'm the same way. I don't really rate him much. I think he disappears in games.
Yeah.
Guys think he's incredible.
Yeah.
The thing is, Tom Curry, for me, he has really good games and he does stand out, but those are like few and far in between in my eyes.
Exactly the same. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't see enough good stuff sometimes.
Jack Morgan.
Mixed bag. I thought he's trying to do too much. He was trying to work too hard. I think he had a point to prove or something. A few offloads.
He's kind of the odd man out, like, because he's like one of the only 2 Welsh guys on the team.
Yeah, so there's a big spotlight on him.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say he's still in the running.
I do too. I didn't think he had a bad game. I think it was mixed.
Do you think Tom Curry's still in the running or not?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but not because I want him to be. But like I said,
Ben Earl.
Bit anonymous. No, do you know what? He had some good runs, and he's a fast back rower.
Yeah.
He's a fast back rower. But to be honest, as soon as Jack Conan's in that squad, I don't think we're going to see him again.
I just don't think there's a place for Ben Earl in the starting team.
That's the best way to say it. He's not bad. He's not good.
When you're talking about these other guys, I just don't think he's on a starting team.
Why I'm umming and ahhing so much about the back row is the balance was totally wrong. Mm-hmm. Ben Earl, for me, isn't an 8. He's a 7. Tom Curry is big enough to be your 8. And Jack Morgan actually would make a good 6. I think if you switch those guys around, that's a better back row combination. I think it was a bad choice to put all of them in those positions. But
I'm going to make a crazy thing here. I'm going to say no for him.
Yeah, I'm going to say no for Ben Earl. I don't think that's crazy. It's nothing against him. I think there's other guys who've already got better pedigree, I guess. But I like Ben Earl.
Alex Mitchell.
No.
Yes,
out.
I agree.
Out. Yeah.
I think after this game, he kind of
too slow.
He's too slow.
He is too slow. Yeah.
He is fucking too slow.
And he doesn't offer enough in terms of sniping or being involved in a backs play to make up for that.
He's also ugly.
Oh, wow. You know what, though? When him and Finn Smith played well together when Northampton won it, fuck me, I was such a big Alex Mitchell fan. He hasn't had a great season for me. He's slowed right down. So it's no.
He looked good when we saw him live.
He did look good. He was, yeah. Different motivation.
Finlay Smith.
Yeah, not bad. Could have. His kicks weren't as good as I've seen them be. I think his kicking for territory wasn't as good as it could be, but taking up to the line, being brave. I think he was just outplayed by your man from Betterton, Albornoz, to be honest. Albornoz.
I feel like Finn Smith and Finn Russell are going to be the 10 tandem.
Yeah, he's the bench 10. Finn Smith is for me. Yeah. He's the bench 10.
All right, Duhan van der Merwe.
You know what? I'm finally starting to agree with you. He had a bad game. I don't see it.
I really think this is a game that a lot of fans.
He got found out.
He got found out.
He did. They knew to not give him any space, when you don't give him space, he's not a good winger.
If he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's kind of fucking useless. He's like
he's got the turning radius of a fucking truck.
Yeah, he's just not like, you know what? I'd almost at this point, and he's getting older.
Yeah,
he's big. I don't think he belongs on the wing.
No,
he's not even good under the high ball.
No,
like what do you do? What does he do? He just runs hard.
Yeah,
and it's not. You know what that says to me? He should be a center.
This is the thing. The problem we had in Wales when we had George North and Alex Cuthbert, it was the same thing. There were such big blokes. When they started to slow down, everyone was like, put him in the centre. But it is a difficult switch. Like, Duhan defensively, I don't think could play 13.
A really good example of a player that kind of reinvented himself from the wing to the centers is
Reiko Ioane.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Leinster player.
New Leinster boy, Reiko Ioane. Yeah.
Totally reinvented his game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And I think that if you want to reinvent Duhan, make him more of a weapon.
Yeah.
Get him more in the middle of the field.
But this isn't the time to be talking about that. That's a Scotland problem.
That's a Scotland problem.
Lions have got a James Lowe and a Mac Hansen ready to jump in there.
So right now, I'm going to put Duhan, for me personally, is a no.
No, I don't even think he's on the bench.
No, not even in the squad.
No, I don't think so.
He's just been so overrated for so long, and I think a lot of people are starting to like. even in like the media outlets and stuff, they're starting to talk about him. Like he kind of disappears in games. I'm like, yeah, if he doesn't have the ball, he's like Will Jordan. Well, I think Will Jordan's the same shit.
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks he's like the fucking.
I like Will Jordan.
He's like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
But I did like.
He's just benefiting from other people's good plays.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's what a good winger should do, is just, finish it off. When Duhan was good, he was fucking lightning in a bottle.
No.
But now I can see what the criticism was,
Do you know who a good winger is? Besides getting a red card. You know Faye Waboso?
I do know him.
He is all over the place.
Yeah.
Every time he has the ball, he's a complete threat.
Yeah.
He creates things himself.
You should feel scared when a good winger has the ball, shouldn't you? You should feel terrified they're going to bust through some tackles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him.
Well, let's not forget Peno, Bielbarre, hard-working, all over the field wingers is the new winger
one
mold.
of the two best swingers in the world, I think in my eyes, the two South African boys.
Kurtley Andresse.
Yeah, and
Cheslin Colby.
And Cheslin Colby, like those two guys. Fucking lightning.
Yeah.
Those two guys.
Yeah, and they're not big guys.
They're not big guys, but they do a lot of shit around the park.
I do. That's the modern wing, though, isn't it? You've got to be versatile. James Lowe doesn't have a lot of those things, but he does other things very well. Like his kick is unreal. He actually wins turnovers. Like he's a big, strong guy. Like if you're going to be a big winger, have some other tricks up your sleeve. Mm-hmm. Win some turnovers, do a big old kick for us, Duhan is a bit of a one-trick pony.
Bundy Aki.
I have some things to say about the center partnership generally, but he definitely didn't have a bad game.
He is definitely 100% in a starting game.
I think he might be. He did.
The guy's clutch defensively.
Yeah. He is.
I think this team is going to bring out more of an attacking Aki. He's going to be attacking Aki.
Attacky Aki. There was one. He scored that try. He busted through 3 guys. But if I'm his coach, I'm saying you should have passed. But then he scored it. So what the
he's
fuck
a big
do I
boy.
know? Yeah. He
so
backs
he's,
himself. Yeah, it's a weird one.
What do you think about him? Yes or no?
Yes. I agree. Not. It's tough because he's very good at everything. He's just a bit old and one-dimensional sometimes.
I feel like he's
that one dimension he has is good.
He's gonna be a player who's gonna be playing until he's 40.
Yeah,
I bet you anything he's gonna be in the Lion. He's gonna be in an Ireland squad.
Yeah,
and he'll be like 41.
He's a hard bastard. He's the Manonu of Ireland, isn't he?
Yes, he is the Manonu of Ireland.
He's a hard bastard.
Not as good.
Maybe not quite as good.
No.
But
Manonu was special.
He was. Yeah.
Aki's definitely he's a special player.
He is a guy.
Sione
Tuipolatu. First of all, glad to see him back.
Yes.
Was it a disallowed try? But still had a really good game. I want to say something. So I think he'll be in the starting squad. Actually, I do.
So they had him playing at 13. He's usually a 12.
Yeah.
Aki's usually a 12.
Yeah.
They kind of gave it to Aki. I think if they just switch that up a little bit, I feel like Aki could play both fine.
Yeah, he has done.
Yes, I think.
What I'm trying to say is they're both the same kind of player.
I think Tuipolatu is more of an operator.
Yeah, he is.
And Aki is more of a battering ram.
Which is why I would have Aki at 12 and Tuipolatu at 13. But in a perfect world, I'd have a Hugh Jones at 13 and an Aki at 12. But Tuipolatu's so good, it's almost like you can't leave him out. They're both in the squad. one of them's on the bench. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like, I'm definitely 100% from this game.
Yeah.
I think they just needed to click a little bit more. I really like that pairing.
The pairing was interesting. There was just a lot of things in that game which is like, I can see what you're trying to do. It's not clicking or some of the guys are in the wrong position. But if it's that they're not quite clicking, when they do click, I'll shut my fucking mouth.
Tommy Freeman.
Yeah, he was good.
I think he was good too. Very good outing for him.
I've heard a lot of English fans talk him up, and I guess I didn't watch enough of the Prem, but now I've seen him in action a few times and in person at the Champions Cup. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, he's a good player. Very good player. I'm excited for England fans and Northampton fans because, he's good. And he's almost, I think he is ahead of Mac Hansen in that pecking order, actually. I think right now it's James Lowe and Tommy Freeman on the wing.
Marcus Smith.
Didn't do badly. He was tidying up other people's mistakes, and it wasn't his fault. So he didn't have a bad game. He did miss some tackles, but some of those were like 2-on-1s that he was, I
think this is going to be the last game and the only game he plays at 15.
That's what I wanted to say. Shouldn't be at 15, but he's definitely on the bench.
So I'm definitely going to put him.
Yeah, he's a yes.
As a yes.
I like Marcus
Smith.
He's
still in the running.
Yeah.
He's still a boy. He's still a boy.
Yeah.
This 15 is just not not his thing.
The truth is, this is not the Lions 15.
No.
And as many yeses as we've put, we forget that there are some big fucking names on their way.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Dan Sheehan coming, you know. There's a James Lowe coming. There's a Jamison Gibson Parkinson
coming.
There's
an Elliot Daly already there.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Guess who had a good game? Old Elliot Daly. Old Elliot.
We'll get to him.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to get to the substitutes in this game.
Okay.
Ronan.
No.
I'm going to say yes.
No.
I think Luke Cowan-Dickey's going to be out, and it's going to be a Sheehan, Ronan Keller duel coming
Definitely,
off the bench.
Yeah.
You're going to say no to him?
I'm going to say no. Yeah, I didn't think he had a good game.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I thought it was improved when he came on. And
better throws.
Yeah. I think he's better around the park, too. Just a better player.
I love Cowan-Dickey around the field, though. But yeah, you're right. Based on this game, you might be right, actually.
Yeah. So you're going no for Ronan.
I'm going to still say no, though, despite what I just said. Yeah.
Pierre Schumann.
Pierre Schumann.
Is it Schumann or Schumann?
I don't know. I'm going to say Schumann.
Schumann?
Because I don't like saying shoe. I think he had a good game. The scrum was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The line scrum was good all game.
Yeah.
It was good all game.
I'm going to say yes for him.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he was pretty decent.
Yes, me too.
Furlong, automatic yes.
Although, he didn't do a lot else but scrum good.
Yeah.
He was just great. He still looks a bit tired.
Scott Cummings.
Just not enough time. I think he came on and right at the end. I think it maybe 10 minutes. So just, I don't know. I'm
going to say no for him.
I'm going to say no for him. Yeah. Not enough time.
Here's a controversial one.
Yeah, here we go.
Henry Pollock.
Henry Pollock looked a little bit silly at times.
He looks a little bit silly.
I'm
going to say he's still in the running, though.
He tried to shut down Albanos. He did what a good flanker should do and smoke the 10, but Albanos outplayed him. Albanos was not only ready for it, he used it to his advantage. He used that shooting up out the line to get around him and make space. He outthought Pollock. He made him look like the kid he is.
I feel like Andy Farrell's looking at this kid and he's like, I can make him special. I feel like that's why he's still in the running. I'm going to put him still in the running.
I still like Henry Pollock, but I'm going to say no because there's just too many big names ahead of him.
A no for Frank. Here's one.
Yeah.
Tomas Williams.
He's basically stepped ahead of Alex Mitchell.
Yes.
But he's on the bench, so he's a yes.
He's a yes for me too.
Yeah.
He kind of proved the difference when he came on, the speed after they came on.
Yeah.
It's like him and Jamison Gibson Parkinson is going to be.
Yeah.
That's the duel right there.
And that's the thing. You have to have Thomas Williams coming on for Jamison Gibson Parkinson because they have the same speed.
I think we're fucked
right?
up.
The tempo, they both have the same tempo. Alex Mitchell he's doing Baroque music. They're doing 1800s classical music. You know, the composition's a bit off. So you have to have Thomas Williams, and we saw why, because his pace and tempo it matches Gibson Park, you know?
Fuck Elliot Daly.
Say his name.
Elliot Daly is 120,000% going to be on the game day sheet against the Wallabies.
Do you know what, though? He fucking deserves it. He fucking deserves it. He's back. He's the Mike Brown of this Lions tour.
He's never
he's not.
He's never back. He's always there.
He's never left.
He's never left.
He's just, you forget about... Don't forget about Dre, you know?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be someone better, and there isn't.
Fuck, it isn't. There isn't. He is an extremely versatile player. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Not the clutch player that you'd want.
He kind of is, though. He kind of is.
He's not the clutch player that I think would be a clutch player.
That's right.
But he is a clutch player.
The Lions have got seconds to lose to win, and he puts that ball on the 50-meter line, slots a kick. He's got
from 60 meters out.
He's got a boot like a fucking cannon, and it just struts off, and it was like, "See you in 4 years, bitches."
They're gonna have him and James Lowe on the wings.
Oh. And it'll be
and
good.
they're just with their cannon boots.
Yeah.
Fucking firing balls down.
Yeah. Just absolutely pinning
people. They're both
people.
big dudes too.
Yeah.
They're both very similar wingers.
They are actually. Yeah. They can play around the field pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would say Elliot Daly is definitely a yes.
Elliot Daly, he's like Billy LaRue. He pops up like a playmaker every now and again as well. He just slots into 10 like smooth butter, you know? I've got so much time for this guy all of a sudden.
And the last player, Mac Hansen. I could think that Mac Hansen had a pretty good game when he came on.
He did.
He looked electric. He looked better.
Yeah.
He looked like he's gotten some pep in his step.
Yeah. And do you know what, though? I'm going to say no. Not because he had a bad game. I just think it's James Lowe and Freeman and Elliot Daly.
I'm going to say yes for the sole reason.
Yeah.
I think Andy Farrell absolutely fucking loves him.
He loves having,
and you watch him like when he's with the group.
Yeah.
Andy Farrell will like point him out.
Yeah.
Or he'll single him out in front of everyone.
He will,
because he just loves Mac Hansen. He loves him like a son. Like I bet you, like when he's like looking at him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
I wish
you were my
like
son.
You. And he picks up his phone. It's Owen Farrell calling, and he just like blanks it, and he's like, "So what are you saying, Mac? What are you saying?"
Just looks at Owen. Why can't you just be more like Hansen?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say no, but he did have a good game. I just think
definitely yes. He's gonna be. I guarantee he's either starting or he's on the bench.
Interesting.
So
we will see.
And you're gonna say Mac Hansen? No.
I mean, I love having him on the tour. I think that's what Andy Farrell likes, is he's a bit of an energy bringer for the tour.
He's fast. He's also good under the high ball. I don't know if the Wallabies are going to bring a kicking game. They're probably going to try to run it.
Everyone brings a kicking game. It's just how much kicking game, right? The Aussies do less of that.
I think the Wallabies will bring a very... I think... This is Joe Schmidt's there. I think they might try to play a very All Blacks type game.
How do you mean?
Just a lot of ball in hand play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
a lot
the
of
ball.
opening. A lot of...
don't mind playing in their own 22 a bit.
Yeah. Manipulating the defense as much as they can. Trying to find some holes.
Yeah. Rather than just booting everything
maybe
away.
not playing with the ball so much and just letting... trying to make as many opportunities as they can when something fucks up.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong.
No,
I know
agree with you.
Joe Schmidt's a very controlling, structured player.
Yeah.
But he's been with the All Blacks so long, and he knows how to be successful.
He knows how to play to team strength, even if he does control it very strongly.
And he knows how the Lions players are going to play.
Yes, he does.
He knows he knows a Northern Hemisphere team.
Yeah.
And he knows how a Southern Hemisphere team usually slices that open.
Well, let's not forget, he has coached the majority of that island team, and the majority of that island team are going to be starting in that Lions test.
Yeah, I think it's not too many Irish guys.
Maybe not Finlay Beelum.
No.
But I think everyone else, like Porter Furlong, Jameson Gibson Park, Aki Lowe, there's a lot of them.
So... Yeah, so right now we have Luke Cowan-Dickey is a no. That's what we both do. Ben Earl, we both said no. You said Tyke Byrne, no.
No, I didn't. Take that back. I'm wrong.
Okay.
He's a yes. No, I said he had a bad game. He's definitely in the squad. Yeah.
Okay. Alex Mitchell, we both said no.
Yeah.
Duhan, we both said no.
Yeah.
Scott Cummings, we both said no. Henry Pollock, I said a yes. You said a no.
I said no.
Mac Hansen, I said a yes, and you said a no like a crazy person. But, yeah.
Yeah, I just think this felt like a warm-up game for the Lions with not a lot of their starters. Not to take away from Argentina,
That's
who
still
fucking love them.
Like, those are still the best players in Northern Hemisphere.
Every single one of them is a world-class player.
So Argentina has this is embarrassing for the Lions.
It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Especially how the two teams were both slapped together.
Yeah.
But the quality of players, these are the best players in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Minus the other group of best players.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys can be in the starting team. Any one of these guys can be in the Wallabies test squad.
Yeah, that's true.
Regardless of what you and I think.
Yeah.
This is the best of the best.
Yeah.
And Argentina to win that, and for the Lions to brush off Argentina as a tour spot.
Yeah.
Really, come on.
I've got a little correction to make, because last week I said that the Lions had never toured Argentina. That was wrong. So they have toured it in 1927.
Yeah.
1927, right? So, and every single time they played the Lions, they've lost, except in 2005 where they drew, and finally they've beaten them.
Yes.
So
I think it's time for the Lions, because if the Lions go to Argentina, I'm going.
That sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've been to Argentina. Lovely place. Lovely place.
If they go to Argentina, I'm totally flying down there to go. Yeah. It would be a great tour spot.
Yeah, lovely steak in Argentina.
And the Argentinians would be up for it.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have anything else in the rugby news?
Well, you know what? Just generally speaking, it was a bit weird being straight into big game.
It was. We kind of got rushed into it.
So this should be like a fallow week almost. This should be like a bye week. So I'm a bit like, I was ready to not have a lot to talk about, and actually we had a lot to talk about again. Big news.
I don't know why you get like scared.
I'm not scared. I was
scared.
calmly expecting to have a polite conversation about Wales losing to Japan.
What are we gonna do?
I'm fine. I'm chill. I just thought this was like the school holiday week. You know, we could have took a break, but rugby just won't leave us alone.
Next Saturday at 1:00, top 14 final.
You gonna watch that?
Toulouse Bordeaux. I'm gonna watch that. I don't know how.
I don't know how. Dodgy stream.
We're going to have the dodgy stream that.
Yeah.
Japan 15 take on the Maori All Blacks.
Yeah,
South Africa. This is the game I want to watch here on Saturday. South Africa versus the Barbarians.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, how did I not know about that? That sounds like a good game. So rugby is going fucking nowhere.
Yeah. And that's going to be an awesome game. And then the British and Irons take on the Western Force.
They do.
Next week.
They do.
So I'm going to be excited to watch that one.
Do you remember the 2013 Australia tour?
No.
I guess maybe you were still just learning about
rugby time.
It's before your rugby days.
I'm still new.
You are still new.
I'm still fresh.
Yeah, you are. You're a born-again rugby fan, aren't you? But the Lions lost to the Brumbies midweek last time they toured. And it was one of those ones where the Brumbies were so up for it, and Gatland at the time got his squad selection badly wrong. I'm worried that's going to happen here.
I think
the Force are going to be up for this.
Oh, I think they'll beat the Force.
I wouldn't be so confident.
I think this game's going to be tight.
Yeah.
But we did it. Remember, like the All Blacks the Lions went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
They lost to the Highlanders.
Yeah.
And then they lose to.
They didn't lose to the Crusaders, weirdly.
But they lost to the Hurricanes, and I think the Highlanders lost to.
Yeah, they definitely lost a couple of midweek games
that year.
Yeah.
And then when it got to the All Blacks, completely different game thing.
Yes.
So these warm up games, I kind of I'm not going to put too much weight on.
I guess
they're
going to
be experimenting with things and stuff in this one. They should win.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
They should beat the Force. I think they'll beat the Force.
I do as well. I don't know actually. What my point is though, if you lose that game, then you're in a bit of trouble because all of a sudden you feel like you can't win anything, even with these rock star players. Then your confidence starts to drip. So they really have to target this game and win it. And
then on the Wednesday there, the British and Islands, the Lions are going to play the Reds.
The Queensland Reds.
4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm going to be getting up to watch that.
Good for you.
I could get up at 4 a.m., watch it, eat some breakfast, drink coffee, and then go to work.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. I will.
Actually, you're fucked for all these test matches because they're
all
all at 4 a.m. in the morning.
I know.
Yeah. So I'm going to be having some early mornings.
Yeah. I don't mind a 6 a.m., but 4 a.m. is no.
Well, I get up at 5 every day, so it's just an hour early.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. For me. I'm not doing that.
It's because I'm a man. But that's a whole different story. Anyways.
You go to bed at 8 p.m. You're an old man. That's what you are.
I'm a hard man.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, friends, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yes.
As a friend
of rugby. Amigo.
I didn't like this whole grading the players. Yes or no? It took too long. It was kind of windy.
Bit windy.
We're not going to do that ever again.
People like that, though.
Do they?
You were on me going, oh, we can't do dream teams. Everyone does that. It's boring.
People
we just did
like making content like doing this.
I think so.
Yeah.
It added a bit of structure to our complete rambling. But
yeah, but I like the rambling.
I like rambling as well.
Maybe this will bring more listeners.
People want a timestamp, and I'm like, no, our show can't handle a timestamp. You know, we talk complete nonsense.
Listener, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought.
Yeah, send us a question, please, listener. Just one.
Every week we get a comment from someone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Our loyal fan.
We do it just for you, bud.
Yeah. Have a good one, folks.
Okay, see ya.